I ran into him a few days ago, and the blasphemy that came out of this man's mouth is the reason that I had to bring him on this show today. I'm talking about the man himself, the one and only Tank is in the house. What's up, big time? How you doing, man?
Did you say blasphemy?
That's the word that came to my mind, Tank. Listen, let me give the audience the background, bro. So I'm in Miami a few days ago. I'm hanging out with my crew at Prime 112. We leave the restaurant. I see my man there in the corner, huddled in the corner, eating with his boys and stuff, eating dinner. And for some reason, we got into it. And tell the audience what you said that almost gave me a heart attack right in the restaurant. Tell them, Tank, tell them.
I mean, what I said was, I think that if we're saying numbers don't lie, me and my brother Breon said that LeBron is the GOAT. But that's all I said.
Right, LeBron, you didn't say something. What did you say about Chris Brown compared to Michael Jackson?
And now we'll move on to that.
Go ahead.
Chris Brown is, in fact, better than Michael Jackson.
What? Do you understand what you're saying? Tank, do you understand what you're saying, my man? I mean, you're admired, you're revered, you're associated with music, my brother. Everybody loves and respects you. We know that Chris Brown is out of this world. I think he's the greatest entertainer on the planet right now, personally. I think he's that. Chris Brown is special, but better than Michael Jackson, 13-time Grammy Award winner. Michael Jackson, the Thriller, the highest selling album of all time. That Michael Jackson?
Things evolve, my brother. Things evolve. If we're equating it to sports as we love to do, if there was Magic Johnson, now there is LeBron James. That is the ultimate evolution of a man who can play all 5 positions and fill up that stat sheet honestly, organically, right? And now as we talk about Chris Brown, we're talking about the evolution of Michael Jackson, the evolution of Usher, the evolution of me, the evolution of Genuine. That is what this kid is, a singer, songwriter, producer, performer who orchestrates it all, from video to stage to songs to fashion. He's the evolution.
You brought up fashion? We're not going there. I'm not going to get into the fashion part. I'm not debating that. I'm certainly not going to sit there. I mean, Michael Jackson came out sometime looking like Captain Crunch. I'm not going to sit up there and say, Michael Jackson and fashion. I'm not going to do that. And I love Michael Jackson, God rest his soul, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying, when we talk about the ability to perform, I'll give you this. As great, as phenomenal as Michael Jackson was as a dancer, I can't say that I've ever seen anybody that dances better than Chris Brown. I'll give you that.
Let's check the list.
Let's do it.
Just go down the list.
Let's go down the list. Go ahead.
Who's the better singer?
I would say Michael Jackson.
Don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Why would I say that Chris Brown's a better singer than Michael Jackson?
Don't hold
than
on.
Michael Jackson?
The 70s. Don't hold on to that. Don't hold on to that. Who's the better songwriter?
Michael Jackson. Wait, how
did you do this, Steven?
Who are you talking about? Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson is not better than Chris Brown as a songwriter?
Most of Michael Jackson's hits were not produced or written by him.
Well, see, you know that level of expertise. I can't challenge. I'm talking about what I listen to, man. I ain't getting all technical like that, Tank. I didn't know that.
Okay, now
I didn't know that.
Let's go here. Who's the better dancer?
Chris Brown. I can't say that. I can never say somebody a better dancer than Chris Brown. That brother's sensational, without question.
What I want you to do is I have homework for you. I want you to go look at credits of songwriters and of these songs that are hits for both artists.
Okay.
Some of the biggest songs in the world.
Okay.
And see whose names you find. Chris Brown is not just putting his name on records because he's Chris Brown. He's putting his names on records because he's writing and producing those records.
Okay, see, you get slick there. See, that ain't what you said to me when we were there that night. When we were hanging out at prom, that ain't what you said. We were talking about the music the average fan hears, the entertainment they provide, singing and dancing. That's what we were talking about. You didn't tell me to look up no credits that day.
I am behind the veil, my brother.
You are. I know that.
I get to see things that most people don't get to see.
Okay. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get to understand nuance.
Okay.
Now, people who are just going straight off entertainment, yes, they had the Beat It jacket. Yes, they had the Thriller. It was a movement. It is still a movement to this day. Michael Jackson is forever. Let me just say that. Okay, there's no Michael Jackson disrespect or hate ever.
Right.
Michael Jackson is forever because Michael Jackson is the blueprint by which every artist is trying to aspire to be. He is the blueprint, the quintessential example of everything you want to be as an artist.
Okay.
And then there comes someone who gets it right and takes it to another level.
But that's where you lose me. That's where you lose me. When you say Chris Brown has taken it to another level, okay, I'm thinking about Thriller. I'm thinking about Pretty Young Thing. I'm thinking about You Rock My World. I'm thinking about You Remember the Time. I'm thinking about all of these Michael Jackson great songs. I ain't even talking about the Jackson 5, okay, when he was a kid, for crying. I'm talking about thereafter, when his solo career. I'm like, when you say take it to another level, I respect the hell out of Chris Brown. He's phenomenal, phenomenal. But how did he take it to another level from that level I just described about Michael Jackson?
Think about this. Michael Jackson went from child star to adult star.
Okay.
He accumulated all of those fans in a span of 20-something years. Like, they got to grow with him.
Okay.
Chris Brown started at 15.
Yeah.
At 15. And has accumulated the same worldwide response. And it was crazy. We're not even living in the age of superstars anymore. You know why? Because everything is reality. Everything is something you can see every day. You can go on Chris Brown's page and you can see him interacting. You can see him talking and dancing and having a good time. You could never see that with Michael Jackson. You can never see that with Whitney Houston. You can never see that with our old superstars, and that gave them the advantage of being superstars. That gave them the advantage that when they showed up, the frenzy was out of control because you never knew if you were going to see them again. We live in an age where superstars are obsolete because we see everything that they do. We're able to judge everything that they do. We're able to critique them going to the bathroom or eating their food at their favorite restaurant. In a land where superstars are obsolete, Chris Brown is a superstar doing arenas and stadiums all around the world. He is one of one. And listen,
I agree with that. I agree with that. He's the greatest. Listen, I love Bruno Mars. I didn't pay any attention to Bruno Mars until I saw Bruno Mars perform at the Super Bowl, by himself. It was before he did it with Beyonce and Coldplay. It was the one before that when Denver got annihilated by the Seattle Seahawks and Bruno Mars, if I remember, and Bruno Mars put on the show. But when I saw Chris Brown perform, he's the best in the world right now. The best in the world, one of one. I'm just challenging the next level. Like, I didn't know there was a next level after Michael Jackson. But you do make a good point. We didn't see Michael Jackson. We see everything about Chris Brown. So do you believe, because I'm sure as much of a superstar as Chris Brown is, you would never say that Chris Brown's popularity equates to what Michael Jackson's was. You wouldn't say that, would you? Oh, come on, Tank. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Here's the thing. I have to give the edge to Michael Jackson in that regard because Michael didn't come up in social media era. So it wasn't a push of one button that could connect you to the entire world.
Okay.
Michael had to connect to the entire world 100% organically, the old school way, door to door. And Brown has the advantage of having social media where he can push a button and he's in 100, 200 million homes at the drop of a dime, right? So as Michael Jackson is absolutely world renowned, and everywhere you go, everybody knows Michael Jackson for sure. I can't debate that. But everywhere you go, everybody knows Chris Brown too.
Let me ask you this question in all seriousness, because I'm a Michael Jackson guy, but I'm a Chris Brown guy too, because the brother's phenomenal. Let me ask you this. Is there something that you think Chris Brown could do to be more popular? Is there something that he's not doing? I mean, of all the marvelous things that you've highlighted he's already done, is there anything that he's avoided or hasn't done yet, in your estimation?
I don't think that there is. I don't think there's a thing of more popular when you're doing stadiums all around the world. Um, in terms of accomplishments, if you're asking me personally what I would like to see him do,
Okay.
I would love for Chris Brown to star in his own blockbuster movie. I believe Chris Brown, the actor, is the final piece in this entire thing that's just,
You know, I don't
that's
dismiss that.
phenomenal.
I don't dismiss that. I've seen him in a couple of movies. He's got to, I'm talking about
He's
as an
got
actor,
it.
because we know as a musician what he is. But as an actor, yeah, I believe in Chris Brown. I like that. I like that.
He's
You know
got
what?
he's
Go
he's
ahead.
got it. And if he does that, we cancel Christmas.
Cancel
We
Christmas.
cancel Christmas. Chris Brown in a blockbuster, Fast and
It's a wrap.
Furious, whatever it
It's
is,
a wrap.
whatever you want to put. You put Chris Brown as the focal point, the headline, the star of that movie.
Okay. Let me transition, because now let me get to my wheelhouse. Like you said, you're behind the veil. Okay, so I got that. I mean, I still wonder about Dre. I still wonder, but it's all right. I got it. Chris Brown. I mean, the brother's a bad brother. Make no mistake about it.